Hi everyone, today's episode is outdoor. I hope you enjoy it. I just decided to enjoy the weather. I want to talk about something quickly. It's one of the major challenge for bakers that have just relocated to any country, maybe to Canada or UK. It's a popular challenge. So we have a wider range of products here. You have a wider range of baking item, baking products, baking ingredients, and it's supposed to be an advantage. It's meant to be like a plus, but then it's like a challenge as well. So you enter a store and you're not sure what brand of flour you see, like different brand and different kinds of flour, like different kinds of flour, baking flour, cake flour, all-purpose flour, bread flour, unbleached, organic, and all sorts. So you're kind of confused. What kind of milk should I buy? What kind of egg should I buy? What kind of cheese should I buy? It's a very popular challenge, and I just want to shed some light on a few things you can do to give you a good start. So I want to first say that nobody's going to do the work for you. You may be lucky to get guidance like you're getting right now, but you still have to put in the work for yourself. To start with, let's take flour for instance. Most of our recipes back in Nigeria, where I came from, require that we use all-purpose flour because that's like what's most popular around. But as bakers, we are also told that cake flour is kind of one of the best kind of flour to get better results. So on getting here, I bought both all-purpose flour. I also bought cake flour. I didn't bother about the other types of flour. I just bought all-purpose and cake flour. So I had to put in the work. I had to try the two. I had to try the two kinds of flour I got with almost all my recipes, and I had to test them and decide, okay, for this particular recipe I want to stick with all-purpose flour, or for this kind of recipe I want to stick with the cake flour. So you have to put in the work. I can't exactly tell you that cake flour is better because you don't have my recipe and I don't have yours. So maybe for your recipe, all-purpose flour will be better, and for my own recipe, cake flour came out nicer. So you have to put in that work. The same thing applies to butter. Back home, I'm more used to margarine. That's what I use, but here butter is everywhere, and even the butter, you have the unsalted and you have the salted. I had to buy a lot of, I know I my recipe back home was using margarine. I tried it with butter. I wasn't pleased with the results. I bought different brands of margarine because even those margarine have different percentage of fats. Another thing you can do for yourself is to check the brand of margarine you are using back home. What percentage of fat does it have? So it helps you to know what to check for when you're checking for margarine here. So I checked a few margarine, I checked a few for the butter, I checked the unsalted and the salted. Then I tried my recipe at different time. So each time I'm baking a cake, I am trying different things. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing at the state. Like for the first 1 year, you're trying a lot of things. So today I'm using margarine and I'm using cake flour. Tomorrow I'm using butter, maybe unsalted butter, and I'm using all-purpose flour. And next tomorrow I'm using salted butter and I'm using, you just keep alternating a lot of things. That's if you really want to get it right and you want to give your customer the best, till you see something that you're comfortable with. So they will all come out moderately nice. So it's about checking for what comes out best, or what your mind is settled with, what you want to go with for your brand. So I should also say that if you're using butter for your cake, in your recipe, you may have to add salt depending on the kind of butter you're using. So if you're using an unsalted butter, you might need to add salt. And you can also just go ahead and buy the salted butter. In that case, you may not need to add salt. So I think I baked the cake. I had I had unsalted butter, and the cake was bland, like it was tasteless. Then I figured, oh, I should have added salt. Then I tried the same recipe with salted butter, and it came out really nice. So you have to do the experiment, guys. Nobody's going to do it for you. Then for your eggs, there are different sizes of egg in the store, in the mall. You can check for large. Large egg is about the same size as what's popular for baking or back home. So most recipes require that you use 50 gram. A large egg is about an average of 50 gram. and that should work for your egg. So you can just go with large egg. For sugar, there is not much difference with sugar. You can easily get your granulated sugar for baking. So for milk back home, if your recipe uses those kind of milk like Dano milk and those ones in bottles in a paper pouch, they are usually around 3.5% fat, 3.5 thereabout. So if you enter the grocery store here, you can also check for the same percentage. You see different percentage. There's a 2%, there's a skimmed milk, there are all kind of milks. They can be very confusing, but you can just play safe, go with the one that has 3.25%, and that should work perfectly. 3.25%. You can also find powder milk in the store. You should be able to find powder milk in the stores here. There are lots of brands of icing sugar. I've shared people ask me, can they get glucose for fondants? Don't bother yourself, just buy ready-made fondants. I don't think it's really worth it to start making fondant from scratch. When I weigh the options, I think how it's more economical to just buy your ready-made fondants. Flavors, yeah, they're quite expensive, but they're really nice. That means the flavor you get here are nice, but then they are a bit pricey than what we used to have back home. So to give you a soft landing, you can come with your flavor, maybe one or two. Then you begin to experiment with flavor brands here. For colors, I am still lucky. I have lots of color that I brought from home, but there are wide range of colors here and they are really nice. So you shouldn't have problem with colors. Different brands of you see different brands of colors that are really nice, like different brands of color. There are lots of variety of chocolates. Most of the stores I shared, some of the stores where I buy things from, they have all of these things. Oil, if people ask me what kind of oil should you buy. For your oil, just vegetable oil is fine. Then you also see this other popular oil. I've forgotten the name now, but there's not too much of a big deal about oil. You should be fine with your oil. For butter icing, we have the same challenge of when you use butter or margarine to make your butter icing, you will not get white. You get off white or you get something yellowish. And the most popular hack for that is to add a little bit of purple. And another hack is to buy whitener. There are products called whitener, they are like colors, and you can check that from most of the cake shops around. So the whitener, when you add the whitener to your buttercream, you can add a lot of it to get the desired shade of white. It's going to really improve your buttercream color. But then there is still Crisco here, there's vegetable shortening here, there is margarine, there is butter. So you can play around with all of those. For whipped cream, um, powder whipped cream is not so popular around here. You won't find any, but you can find good liquid whipped cream that are firm and stable. Um, I intend to do a video where I get pictures. For some reasons, I still have some of my whipped cream from Nigeria, so I've not had to buy whipped cream from here. So when I exhaust, I think I'm almost done. When I exhaust my whipped cream, I'm definitely going to try the brands they have here and let you guys know. But the truth is, I don't see why I should go back to whipped cream with the different buttercream recipes that I currently have. I think I'm okay. I don't think I really want to do a lot of whipped cream anymore. So, but that's up to you. Learn. You have to be open to learning. I've taken courses. Aside the fact that I work in a cake shop that exposed me to a lot of first-hand informations, I've taken courses also to just know what's obtainable and what works around here. Um, like I said, you have to put in the work. You have to try for yourself. You have to adopt some new recipes, modify your own recipe, try different things. If you are particular about retaining your customer and giving your customers the best, you have to really try to work on your recipe all by yourself. By yourself. And it gets better with time. With time, maybe after a few months, you would have figured out what you want to stay with as a brand. So I hope this video helps and clarifies some of your questions. Let me know what your challenges are so I can see if I have any tips to help you settle better. Thank you. Bye.